I'm going to give you a couple of stories about my own fixed mindset, my own growth mindset experience. Early in my career, this is my fixed mindset example. Early in my career, I worked in executive communications, so I did a lot of PowerPoint presentations. And when I started a new role at a new company, I was working on a project that would require PowerPoint, like they all do. And I literally told one of my managers, I don't do PowerPoint anymore. And what a ridiculous and presumptuous thing to say. I work in a large company. It is absurd to tell someone higher up the chain that I will not do something so fundamental. I had a fixed mindset about who I was, about what I would do. And not only did I look stubborn and uncooperative by saying those words, I looked unprofessional and maybe a little bit difficult. But it goes without saying, I came to my senses and I created that necessary PowerPoint. It happened. Now I'm going to throw out my growth mindset example. When I started working at another company later in my career, I inherited a program that was sort of an internal TED Talk series featuring leaders and experts from across the company talking about new technologies, Internet of Things, corporate social responsibility. And my goal was to keep these sessions conversational and engage people with thoughtful questions and dialogue. So it was going to require some public speaking. And I'm not a great public speaker because I get nervous. And when I get nervous, I start to sweat. And I go full on Albert Brooks from Broadcast News. That's another movie that maybe some of you have seen. John and I are showing our age because I'm throwing out movies that are decades old, but they're still great. But the first session I hosted of this internal TED Talk-like series had a very senior leader talking about fraud detection, probably 100 people in the room, hundreds more watching online. And my intro of him was really rushed. I sounded nervous, and of course I sweated. As I got going, I got more confident. I got through it. It wasn't great. Part of me wanted to just walk away and say, public speaking is not my thing because my anxiety was so high. And I talked to my manager about it, and she was encouraging. She said, hey, let's try another one. Let's see where these go. She was basically inviting me to employ a growth mindset, and I did. And my presentations and my speaking got better. I got less nervous. At one point, I hosted an employee who was on the cover of Time, and another session with Women in Philanthropy that we hosted from the 50th floor of the New York offices. I ended up hosting more than 20 sessions in a couple years, and I was proud of the work and the impact that it had to connect me to the people and to connect people to the business. And if I'd listened to that voice that was telling me I was not a good speaker and I'd walked away from it, none of that would have happened.